All right, all right, all right. So, welcome everyone. Today is Wednesday. Every Wednesday is Economic Day. Every Wednesday, all around the world, we ask people to take time out, carve out time and space in your life to learn more about economics, finance, become more financially literate, more, keyword more, because I know how smart you are, more financial literate, can't know everything, and to make sure that we circulate money with people who love and care about us and our culture. So that's what every Wednesday represents. So guess what? I'm bringing to you someone who I dearly respect, love the struggle, the story that this person has been through from Mississippi on up here to Chicago. So I hope you would just listen to this, refer this video, play it, send it to family and friends, because this person I'm about to bring up, who you might think we're brothers and sisters because we share the same last name, but we're not. But it's someone that I dearly, dearly respect, Nancy Smith. All right, Nancy, you there?
I am here, Cyron, and thanks for having me today.
I see you got the pretty picture up here now. We want to first give you the floor, Nancy. I told everyone why they should listen to what you have to say, but anything from an introductory standpoint you want to give people that I didn't share already?
No, I think you did a great job. I had a journey from Mississippi to here, and most people who know Mississippi, we are still one of the most oppressed states in the union, and that financial literacy was not offered to many of us. I personally look at financial literacy as a right, like any other passage that we may have, and that right that we should be able to share with other people and grow. So at this point, I don't want to take up a lot of time. You know, I'm on the grounds here in Chicago teaching financial literacy. And one of the things that I find in the community, that financial services is still a myth. People think we buy and purchase them for no reason. Now, do you want me to go on and get started, Cyron, or is there anything else you want to say before?
No, I told people why they should listen to you. So you go ahead and give people this tool that is available.
Absolutely. So we need to demystify how financial services should be used and why they should be used. Most times we're looking at products versus how it benefits me as a person. We go and buy whole life products for funeral plans, and those products are not designed for funeral plans. Whole life is designed to do many things, but it's not really to lay you to rest with dignity, because to be laid to rest with dignity is a process. It's more than just funding a funeral. It's more than just paying the funeral home. There's processes must take place behind the closed doors. Many times people don't understand how intricate and detailed that may be. So when I heard of Assure for Life, I said, this is a perfect plan. We can stop individuals from buying shoes to keep their hands warm, but buy shoes to keep their feet warm. So therefore, don't buy whole life for funeral plan, buy a pre-need plan or a funeral plan for your funeral plan. And so that's what I want to talk about today. Assure for Life has been around since 1950, over 70 years. Here in the United States, they're known as Protection Plenitude, and their goal is really to become a household name here in the United States. They have a very, very simple product that really can protect a lot of people, help people get to where they need to be, lay our people to rest with dignity. So they were part of the Grupo Plenitude, a company with, like I said, over 70 years experience, providing comprehensive services, awareness, and quality standards in the funeral industry. They have more than 2,500 organizations make up their portfolio of clients throughout the United States, Latin America, and the Caribbean. And Cyron, at any time, if you have a question, please, you can just ask me to hold up and we'll address it as we go so that we keep.
Right, and if I could interject, I wanted to make sure that people understood the difference of what you just shared. I'm taking notes here. So you were saying whole life is not for laying your people to rest with dignity. Whole life insurance is not for that. So what is whole life for? I think that'd be a question people would have.
Absolutely. Great question, Cyron, and thanks for asking. Whole life is designed to prepare your family to keep the same quality of life they had before one of the primary contributors or wage earners in that household had. So for instance, if a father dies, he wants to make sure that his children's lifestyle doesn't change because he died. They will continue to be able to go to the colleges, stay in their family home. When a person dies, most families have to move because it's a two-house income that provides them the tools that they have or the quality of life they have. Whole life will also give you that quality of life because it will allow you to be able to maintain where you were. It also could be used as a vehicle for retirement planning, depending on how you want to look at it. It could also be used as your own bank. Yes, I said your own bank. Infinite banking concept. That's something that I'm working with as well. And that's another conversation. Or it could just be additional income. Whole life can be used as a vehicle to borrow from. First, it's going to your bank or your credit union, putting in an application, waiting 30 days to only be denied. You can use your whole life policy as a lending instrument. There's so many things you can do.
So let's do this, Nancy, because I don't want to lose my people here. The beauty is we have you. So we can set up a series of conversations for each of those so people don't get bogged down in too much. Right now, we want to hear about Assure for Life. We'll come back to those other vehicles that you can use to make you and your family stronger economically. So you have it, Nancy.
Thank you very much. So when you look at Assure for Life, they have headquarters here in the United States, although they was in Colombia where they were born. We are accredited with the Better Business Bureau, A+. That's outstanding. We belong to the National Association for Funeral Directors. So there's some type of guidelines on us. The benefits of Assure for Life, it provides a basic funeral cost within the coverage area. And I'll discuss what a basic funeral look like in a moment. We transport the deceased within the United States or to any country in Latin America and the Caribbean. Provide round-trip airline ticket exclusively for the plan holder in order to attend the funeral of his or her loved one. A family plan is what we offer. It consists of members age 65 or younger can be included regardless of the kinship of the plan holder. So you don't have to be related by blood. In case the plan holder have a parent or a partner up to the age of 80 years old can be added at the time of enrollment. The coverage will not expire as long as the membership is paid, and maximum of 2 people can be added at that time over 65. Again, the coverage area is the United States, Latin America, and the Caribbean. Keep in mind, starting on the 3rd business day after enrollment, when the first payment has been made, your first payment has been drafted from your bank account is what I like to say. Assure for Life covers accidental, violent deaths, or suicide. That's strong, Cyron. 72 hours after you have made your first payment, after 3 days, if someone dies, your funeral plan is covered in full. Assure for Life covers death by natural causes 100 calendar days after enrollment. So 180 calendar days after enrollment, if anything happens and your bank account has been drafted, you're fully covered. There's no underwriting like parameds, height and weight, prescription list, none of those things. This is a membership. We will not cancel it for nothing unless it's non-payment for 3 consecutive months. And then you can request for your services to be reinstated. And to request that service, the payment plan must not, it won't have any delay. They'll do it. At the time of enrollment, the plan holder or his or its members should not have any terminal illness, not be on hospice, have a cancer diagnosis, be on dialysis, or have a brain tumor. Really simple. It's not asking if you had a heart attack. It's not asking if you had strokes or TIIs, mini strokes. It's a very, very simple underwriting process. The funeral assistance plans offer 3 options, but only delivers 1 at the time of requesting service. You don't have to make this option now. You can wait until that person makes their transition. We have the national option, which services the United States. Transport the deceased within the country. All basic service funeral expenses are covered. If you choose cremation, you get an urn. If you choose burial ground, you get a standard casket and a hearse to the cemetery. Does not include cemetery expenses. Round trip airline ticket exclusively for the plan holder. For those who may have family members in the Caribbean or in Latin America, anywhere in South America, they will handle the legal process of shipping and receiving of the body in the country of the Latin America and the Caribbean. All basic funeral expenses within the country of destination will be covered. Again, a round trip ticket from here to go to Latin America or the Caribbean is included in this monthly plan. They also have the routes option that services Latin America and the Caribbean. They do all basic funeral expenses there, cremation or burial, limited monetary amount depending on the local customs and cultures, but again, a round trip ticket for the plan holder to go there to see their loved one laid to rest. There's a couple of plans. There's the family plan, protects up to 7 people. That's right, Cyron, I said 7 people. The standard rates in 45 states, Washington, D.C., and the Virgin Islands, $900 annual family plan, $30 one-time enrollment fee. Special rate states include Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, California, and Puerto Rico. $720 annual family plan in those 5 states. $30 one-time enrollment fee.
Wait. So it goes down $180 if you're in those states?
Yes, because it's based on the average cost of a service in the state where you reside. So because it's cheaper there.
Later. Yeah, I didn't write all of those states down, so I had to get that later from you.
Oh, absolutely, not a problem. If the majority of members are anyone over 66 years of age or the plan holder are located in the standard rate states, the higher state, the annual fee will be $900. For those people who are over the age of 65, there's a silver plan exclusively for them between 66 and 75 years old. The regular states for one person between 66 and 75, $720. We know people between those ages cannot afford to pay $200-300 a month for a pre-need plan, but $60 a month here if you break it down monthly. For a silver plan for 2 individuals between, if that additional member is between 0 and 75 years of age, regardless of kinship, it's $900. The special rate states for one person on the silver plan is $540. And if they want to add someone between the ages of 0 and 75, it's $720. Cyron, that's basically it. But I know people want to know what does a basic funeral consist of? And I'm sure that will be a question for some people. So let me tell you what that looks like. A basic funeral expense in the United States is the transfer of the deceased person to the local funeral provider. That means that wherever that person may be deceased at, it may be a violent crime, an accidental crime, it could be on the Dan Ryan here in Chicago or on any other expressway or highway, there to the funeral provider. Then preparation of that body. Give you basic viewing time to see that person before the day of service. Provide that day of service with casket viewing at the funeral home. All of the funeral director expenses are paid. Provide you and your family with a guest book and prayer cards, and provide you with a death certificate. I think this is a strong program.
Now, I got a question. So the funeral directors are paid. So this isn't in competition with some of our funeral homes. They're going to benefit from this. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. Because this organization will negotiate that service. I'm not sure how many services you have been a part of. When you go into a funeral home at need, at the time of death, sometimes we don't have an opportunity to think with a clear head. We're stressed, we're grieving. Assure for Life removes all of that out of the way for you and allow you and your family to grieve versus worrying about how do I make these arrangements. They make the basic arrangements for you. If you choose to add on, you can, but there's no need because they're going to provide you with an urn for cremation and a basic coffin for burial. But if you want to give more, to your family member, you can. They're also going to provide a hearse to the cemetery to take your loved one if you want them buried, beneath ground.
How are they able to do all this? With the good thing is they've been around 70 years. So someone listening, this is too good to be true. 70 years gives a lot of time for people to give their complaints if they don't like something. So that gives Assure for Life some credibility big time. But how are they able to pay? How are they able to provide all this?
And with that being stated, I talk to a lot of millennials who are in insurance now. I have a couple of final expense agencies say this is better than some of the products they offer. And he told me, well, Nancy, I first went to the Better Business Bureau. I did my due diligence. You got 5 stars there. I went on Google, you got 5 stars. And I said, that's what sold me. When I heard a testimonial of an insurance agent who had the program and her son was ejected from a car, died in a car accident, transferred the body from one state to another. She said it was the smoothest transition she had ever seen because she was able to be at home and grieve. And at the time going to the funeral home, everything was already arranged. But to answer your question, Cyron, it's a membership. Think about a membership. How many people buy a membership and never use it? So the money is there sitting in a pool so they can benefit from there. This does not cover pandemics. No organization cover pandemics. That's why we have FEMA. So if that's the question, no, we will not cover COVID-related deaths, but you will have FEMA to do that for you.
Yep.
You would break any organization who would do a catastrophic or a pandemic.
Right. Okay. This is, let's talk about real life, because I think people need to relate this. National Block Club University been pushing for people to have insurance so that we don't have to, out of necessity, go around and do the GoFundMe and pass the plate around to bury people when we know you're out partying, spending $100, having a good time, and won't even have life insurance. So we do that beating up people because we love the people. So when you love people, you give them tough conversations. This here, to me, is a different level, though, because we got to, number one, gain the awareness of people that it's a need, and then make sure that they know it's affordable. And the way you help people see that something is affordable is showing them conversely what happens if you don't have it. You know what I mean? So what do you say to people in our zip codes in Chicago, for instance, who might be sitting on the fence if they can afford $900 a year?
Well, let's look at it a little differently. Let's say $75 a month. Let's say it's less than $11 per person. Let's break it down a little more. Let's say it's less than 40 cents per day per person on a plan. If that's not affordable, I don't know how to make it affordable. Now, for those people who may have some more questions and concerns, if someone dies and you do a GoFundMe page, someone shared with me, they didn't meet their goal. Not only didn't they meet their goal, they didn't get the monies that people had contributed because GoFundMe said you had to reach a goal. When they asked for the monies to go back, it took so long, they don't know if everyone got their monies back. This is something sure to put your money based on 70 years of experience to say, if I die, my family will be able to lay me to rest with dignity versus leaving me at Cook County Morgue or having me transferred to a funeral home. And I sit there, then have to be transferred to Cook County Morgue because I cannot afford it. Funeral homes run a business. They are not going to bury you free. So at this point, the only thing that I can say, we have to be proactive. We have to demystify financial services, and they would have to just take a chance on themselves. If they cannot save $8,500 and leave it sitting somewhere at the time of need, what will they do at the time of need? Right.
Now, what about people that's already a part of insurance? Is this competition with their loyalty to who they have insurance with now? What do you
Again, insurance products are designed for specific needs. Term life is designed to help business owners. It depends on how you use the product, of course. But if you have a partnership, if you lose that partnership, term life is there to make sure that you can hire someone to take his or her place if he dies, or to buy them out, the family out if they dies. So term has a place And it's really based on keeping something at the same standard it was before one of those important key people of your organization dies. We talked about whole life.
Okay.
So using the products where they're
because that term sounded just like whole life a little bit. That sounded.
Use the word term, TE. You should use temporary. It's temporary. It's rented insurance. Term is. Term can be used for your household, but a lot of times, one of the better ways to use it is an asset for your business.
Okay.
So use products for what they're designed to do. You know, I tell people, the real question is, who will benefit? And WHEN, when will IWIN win? That's what you really want to know. Would you agree, Cyron?
I like that.
Who will benefit? And WHEN, when will IWIN? So let's look at the insured in insurance. When does an insured benefit, the person that's on the policy benefit? They have living benefits wrapped into life insurance. It's no longer called death insurance. So if you have a terminal illness, if you don't have a worker's, what they call it, short-term and long-term disability, therefore you can pull from that whole life policy. If you are the owner, Cyron, of the policy, and you need to do some expansion in your office, you can borrow from that policy and put it back. So that's when you WIN. And of course, the last one is the beneficiary. You know when they benefit, when you die. So you know the three key players on a policy: the insured, the owner, and the beneficiary. Now you know WHN, when will IWIN win at this thing that I'm paying money into. The best thing about whole life, it has that cash accumulation arm. Learn to use products why the insurance industry designed them. They did not design those products to be used to bury your family. They did not design those products to take care of your family. If the wage earner can't work, that's why you have disability insurance. Using products for what they are designed to do, that's my role in the community, helping you understand, what does your product supposed to do? Funeral plans are designed to lay you to rest with dignity.
So in a nutshell, for our lay people, you should have multiple, a portfolio of insurance products for you and your family. You should have that. So there's no wedding to just one. You should have multiple. Is that accurate?
That's very accurate. And I like how you put that. I really like to look at, I'm in Chicago, Cyron. I'm from Mississippi. I do not warm up in the wintertime. I just stay cold. So I like to use the wintertime. If I need to warm my hands, I buy gloves. If I need to keep my feet warm, I buy boots or shoes. If I need to keep my body warm, I buy a coat. So just look at how you layer your body for the wintertime. You need to layer yourself with protection for your family.
And I'm gonna say this: at 47 years old, I'm unclear about all the products of insurance, and so anyone younger than that, you have an advantage to be better, if you will. And anyone older, is never too late to get more informed. So this is a needed conversation, and I thank you. We got some superstars in insurance, so we definitely promote them. But at least now there's not this feeling of you must go with one or the other. You can have multiple. And the more you have, I guess the more insured that you can win and win.
I know you'll be more protected. And this product does not compete with insurance producers. It enhances the insurance producers.
There you go.
There's a large final expense organization has met with me 3 times in the past week because it is such a great product. It's better than some of the products they currently have.
So let me ask you this: when it comes time, and this is separate from Assure for Life, but when it comes, like, if you're putting more money into insurance products, when it comes time to take money out, withdraw, borrow from, how does that factor in from a tax perspective? Do you know?
I do know. It depends on who you're working with, number one. You have to work with someone who has those tax strategies that will be put in place going in the door. And I do that with Infinite Banking Concept. I can help a person do a dump in, and depending on what product or how we structure you, you can dump in a windfall of money, and those funds will be available for you in short notice, like less than 30 days. Say, for instance, you put $10,000 into a dump in, and you want to make a $100 monthly payment, and you want to have that structured for a short time. You can go back and get $7,000 to $8,000, and it still continues to build as its cash accumulation.
Yeah,
And it's tax free because we teach you how to structure it. This is when we talk about creating wealth. When you and I talked before, I said, view whole life as an asset. It is one of the largest assets we as working class people can buy that can change our trajectory if we use it properly. You can't go to someone who needs to pay their mortgage or pay their card note. You have to go to someone who understands how to structure it properly.
Yep. Now, we thank God that you're in our circle, because it's go time, and we're gonna make sure that we do a full press this year to make sure people are more literate when it comes to the tools at their disposal and tapping into people like yourself. Anything else we need to cover?
I think that's it. Today, we want to stay focused on the funeral plans. You know, you get me talking about finances, what I live, eat, and breathe. So I'll go too far, and we don't want to do that today. What we want to do is just pique their interest. And even if they don't purchase the product, call me if they have questions and concerns. Reach out for me so I can help them understand what plans you need to have in place. It's an at cost to them, consultation. It's no cost, because this is what I'm doing in the community to better us as a people.
Now, and you got to give your contact info, but I think what we're going to do different this year, because it needs to be a movement. It needs to be almost a surrounding where everywhere you turn, we're discussing, we're TikToking. It's this move of making sure that you have various insurance portfolios, so that you can be covered and your family can be covered. We have to make it cool. We had to start, with the sixth graders and make sure that they know that it's cool to get ready to walk in this arena. Children say, hey, parents, you got me covered, stuff like that. But I just know this year it needs to be really out there more about the various tools out here when it comes to using insurance.
Well, let me share this is my closing note, Cyron. Last year, we did a test on coffee conversation in the community. And I will make sure you get that flyer where I'm going to be at a coffee shop. And what I do, I go to a coffee shop. I may buy 10. I think one of the young ladies on the group with Mrs. Smith and she came out. I'll buy, say, 10 cups of coffee, 20 cups of coffee with a pastry. And you have a time to come in the coffee shop, a Black-owned coffee shop, let me say that first, and sit with me at no cost, no pressure, no strings, and just ask your questions. So look out for coffee conversation, and say, when I'm in Roseland, we'll say in the Roseland community, in the Woodlawn community, in the zip codes that we represent, I will be out and about starting February to give them an opportunity to come out and meet me in person and bring their policies out to get a quick policy review, whatever they want to do at no cost to them.
Can you see them, those blocks right there?
I can. I can.
You see the dates? So we're going to work with you on that, because that is whatever days you select, like we can help promote, make sure that they know Nancy is coming.
Yes. I'll make sure you get my list of coffee shops. And if you know some other Black coffee shops, let me know. Afro Joe's on Hostel. We're over on 71st Exchange. So any more, let me know. We want to come to every Black-owned coffee shop to have coffee and conversation. And coffee is on Nancy.
I love it. How do people reach you, Nancy?
312-757-1725. I'm not sure if you have my office number, Cyron. It's 312-757-1725. Or you can reach me at Nancy@turndreamstorealities.com. That's Nancy, Nancy, Turn Dreams, 2, Realities,
Okay. The good thing is we're live on YouTube, and so therefore I send you the link, and we can share this, and we can put people in touch, let them hear our conversation, and then expect them to reach out to you.
I appreciate you, Cyron, for all the things that you do. Thank you kindly. Enjoy, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Peace.
Goodbye.